The truth that Jesus survived from the cross was known by the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Why this truth has been brought by the promised Messiah ﷺ, and not by Rasulullah ﷺ?
The Holy Prophets, the Holy Prophet ﷺ knew about the survival of Jesus from the cross. This was known to him. But she says, why is it that the promised Messiah ﷺ has spoken about that and not the Holy Prophet ﷺ?
About what?
About the survival of Jesus from the cross.
Because the survival of the Jesus from the cross was never challenged by anyone at the time of Hazrat Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he had no reason to speak about it. All the Christians, all the Jews believed that he survived from the cross, but none of the Arabs accepted their claim. You see, the rest of the world did not accept their claim. I'm saying the Jews believed that he was killed upon the cross. The Christians believed that he was killed upon the cross only to return to heaven, to Allah. So upon his death upon the cross, on the question of his death upon the cross, both the Jews and the Christians agreed. But they attributed different reasons for that. According to the Jews, he died upon the cross because it was a sign of Allah's wrath upon him. According to the Jews, he died upon the cross to save us from Allah's wrath. So, the twist is different, but the fundamental belief is the same. To this, no non-Jewish and non-Christian people subscribed. They did not agree with that. So, in the Arab world, where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born, it was no issue at all. That is why he didn't have to take up that issue. If some Muslims had started to believe or started to agree with Christians or Jews, then he must have raised this issue and said no. That is one way. Secondly, in none of his traditions, he speaks of his ascent, bodily ascent to heaven. Nowhere. So, this is the main problem with the world of Islam is facing today. If Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had believed that Jesus was taken as alive to heaven by Allah, and it is the same Jesus who would descend from heaven, then at least he should have informed the Muslim community that don't consider Jesus to be dead. He was raised to heaven bodily while he was alive, and as such it is the same person who is going to descend. This is what he would have never said. You understand? Which indicates that he considered this as for granted. That the Jesus, the old one, is dead like all the prophets. And that is the only conclusion he could have drawn from the clear verses of the Quran. قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِ الرُّسُلِ is one of those verses. So, Ahmad sallallahu alayhi wasallam himself was a recipient of Allah's revelations, which spoke clearly of the death of Jesus. So, how could he hold the view that he was ascended, he was taken up into the heaven in the same body while he was still alive? That is the reason why you don't find any such hadith. So when he refers to a dead man coming again, it only means that he will come by proxy. He will be represented by someone, while he himself will not come. This is all the debate about. And that is what Hazrat Masih has done. He spoke on all these issues with reference to the Quran and the Ahadith of Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Do you understand?
I would like to know at which time these verses was misinterpreting. These verses
These verses of the Holy Quran were misinterpreted.
about Jesus.
It began to happen
Yeah.
slowly and gradually, not during the first early centuries. We do not find any debate on this issue. Later on, this was taken up by the Muslims, I believe, because they were led to such beliefs by Christian converts, or maybe by mischief-monger Jewish converts who joined the Muslim society as hypocrites and wanted to destroy their faith. So either this idea was introduced by the Christian converts, or by the Jewish converts. Unfortunately, the Muslims accepted it without challenge because they had heard of so many prophecies about Jesus' re-advent. So from that they misunderstood, perhaps Rasulullah meant real old Jesus would come again. So this helped them misunderstand the message, and they started becoming firmer and firmer in their belief that the old Jesus is alive and it is He Himself who is going to descend. Clear?